How about our guy, Nate Boyer, at the game last night? Also, Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni, friend of the program, brother. And here's our other brother, the Stevie Lee. When you saw that, man, I think whenever Bevo does that hop and a skip, it's not good news for the opponent.
He's ready, man.
Hey, we've got a good
news when, go for it.
No, what were you about to say?
It's also not good news when he goes after a little bulldog, too.
Oh, no, that's never, hey, SEC yep. Brethren we're talking about now. Stevie, first game of the season is under the belt, has completed, and we're going to talk about the Colorado State Rams. But first, we want to tell you to follow, like each of our social media platforms. It takes forever to list all of them off. I'm sure almost everyone has them. And, of course, all the sponsors of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast, including the logos of the one you see all over. They're like family to us, and Stevie is the voice and face of Hargrove Roofing.
Hargrove Roofing, nose on your roof. Good guys over there.
Great guys. Before we move on to the game, this is kind of a significant episode total. Stevie, this is the 400th episode of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. I never had a goal on this. I just wanted to keep it going, but man, that number just seems it's
significant, man. Good for you, dude. This is awesome.
Unreal. It's unreal.
I am proud to be a part of it, man. I appreciate you.
I'm proud you're a part of it. We're proud Hargrove's a part of it. We're proud that everyone who has been a part of it. Thank you. And thank the viewers and listeners too. You guys continuing and sharing and liking and following everything. And we'd love to interact more with you on social media as well. All right, Stevie, the Horns shut out Colorado State. I didn't think Texas would cover, not because I didn't think they were that much or weren't good enough. I just thought Colorado State was going to give them some issues with the air raid. And our guy, Jay Norvell, this was him immediately following the 52-0 loss handed to the Rams by Texas.
You know, the two turnovers in the first half were tough for our team to overcome. We couldn't really do enough offensively to break through on them. They're a very good football team, and so we feel like we have a good football team as well. Today wasn't the outcome we wanted, but we'll go back to work, and we're looking forward to coming home the next 3 weeks.
Stevie, I don't know. I'll say this. I think Colorado State's about a 7 or 8 win team in Mountain West Conference. They've got that air raid offense. They are missing some pieces on defense. But for Texas, it's time to move on and kind of dissect this and limit this to the defense always sets the tone.
Yeah.
192 total yards, limited Colorado State to that, and air raid offense, only 74 yards passing.
Yeah, man. I think Jay had it spot on in his interview. He said that's a very good football team, talking about the University of Texas football team. I think what I saw were they were well put together. Now they got to keep that going, not take this emotional high right now, taking it into Ann Arbor next week. So I hope they celebrated it last night, got it out of their system, because there's a big task ahead this week. But Colorado did great. Did what they can do. It's just they ran into a really good football team, and I saw that yesterday. Yeah,
Colorado State, they might be the better team in Colorado. We'll find out here later this season. But we'll see. I put together some defensive clips here from the game in this absolutely dominating and very, very physical.
Justin Marshall into the pistol. They keep it on the ground, and he is blown up. David Benda comes rifling through. Braden Fowler Nicolosi off his back foot downfield, and it is intercepted. Jahdae Barron the takeaway. Up the sideline and out of bounds.
So absolutely took the Rams out of the rhythm. There was a lot of pressure, and I don't know exactly who's responsible for those exotic looks on defense on PK staff. Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator. The defensive staff did a great job scheming. I noticed there were some very, very odd exotic looks they had on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he's the coordinator, so we got to put it on him, man. I think PK did a really good job of coordinating this secondary, but also, the defensive line got some push too. We probably didn't get to sack them as many times as we want to.
Didn't sack them at all.
We didn't sack them at all, but we still got some push there. But again, that was just base fronts. We didn't do any schemes and hardly blitzed them at all. So I'm still proud of what the defensive line and the front seven has done against them, against the Rams, because it was real vanilla and basic for me,
Okay.
And we still goose egged them. You know what I mean?
I saw some defensive formations that were not used last year, and I think there's been an addition. I don't know why I'm drawing blanks on the name on that defensive staff, but there were some very exotic, like zone blitzes, but basic, but they also had some exotic looks, which kept that Colorado State offense in check and just on balance. But there were a couple of times that I got a little concerned because Colorado State was able to run on Texas at times. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But they were able to. You and I talked about Vernon Broughton early during August camp. He showed, and of course our guy, our Man Cave VIP alumni, David Benda, you saw on that sack where he just totally shot the gaps and destroyed the quarterback. I mean,
it was a tackle for a loss. It wasn't a sack.
It was okay. TFL.
Yeah.
TFL.
And so no, he shot through, played with his eyes, and let his feet follow. Man, he was fantastic. I really enjoyed watching him play, and then I enjoyed watching Vernon. Vernon, if he wasn't able to get to the quarterback, he put his hands up and knocked a couple balls down, and getting some push on the front line. Colorado State, they're not bad, and so they got scholarship players on that front line as well. And so for them to get that kind of push and to play the way the front four and the linebackers played, I was really impressed. It's hard to shut any team out. It's hard to shut a little league team out, and we did it.
Yeah, and they did it. And it was, I look back and I look at the game day, what it was, and what the environment looked like. These are the views from my season tickets. I felt like you could reach up and touch Uranus, the planet. Very hot day. They honored Miss Edith Royal, and very hot, very warm. So I got a feeling Colorado State felt that as well, the heat and on that turf. But that turf is newer. It can get hot. It can get blazing hot. But that was a view. Decent crowd for what it was. It wasn't great. Supposed to have been a sellout. Colorado State did not bring their band, so there were a lot of empty seats on that spot. But keep in mind, for the SEC, the visitors will be on that lower southeast corner, not the upper deck of the end zone anymore. But it was just a great day all around. And, I know we got off track here, or I did. And when you think about still talking about the defense, the 2 interceptions, I felt like the secondary is better than last year, upgraded. From what you see, did you feel that? I mean, I felt you saw Jahdae Barron. The guy's a ball hawk. Makuba was all over the place. And you've got good pass coverage, in my opinion.
Well, the proof is in the numbers, man. 74 yards passing,
Yeah.
So getting in there, being disruptors once the ball is there. And you're right, being a ball hawk. 2 interceptions against a team that hangs their hat on passing the ball and only holding them to 74 yards.
Insane.
That's crazy. You're right. Exactly. So hats off to those guys in the secondary as well. I just love the way our defense as a whole played. I love it.
Yeah, they played a complete game for the most part, you know. The one part that I loved, I think that everybody is attracted to offense, and there was plenty of offense to go around on Saturday.
Travion Wisner is the new running back. Up the middle, touchdown. Travion Wisner. Ewers for the end zone, and it is caught. Matthew Golden for 6. Ewers to throw. End zone bound. Touchdown.
Play tug of war with those guys. That's tough.
And now it's caught. And a touchdown. Arch Manning steps up, pumps, flips it out wide to Golden.
Unreal. Fireworks. I think they almost ran out of the pyrotechnics, if you will, the fireworks. But, you know, you could see, first off, Arch Manning is developed. He's a man. He's ready. Quinn Ewers, just great touch. There was no need for big, deep balls. The no-look pass. I don't know why I've never seen that before from him, but he does make those throws that quarterbacks, some just don't have that ability to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. I saw the no-look pass afterwards, man. I didn't see it in real time when they slowed it down and replayed it, and it actually worked because he looking off the receiver that he wanted to go to, his eyes got that receiver open. You know what I mean? So it had to be a no-look pass to get that in there. It wasn't anything tricky that he wanted to do and trying to be cute. It actually helped him and it worked. It was pretty neat to see, man. Now, that pass in the end zone to Golden, that's next level. That was next level because, in all honesty, for most quarterbacks in the country, he wasn't open. Golden wasn't open.
He put it in a spot where he could only get it.
There's one spot that he can get that ball to get that touchdown, and he put it right there. So I'm hats off to that kid. Once he set his feet, he can put that ball anywhere he wants to.
He's able to hit every spot. He's earning draft money right now in the NFL draft.
I mean, he got a good amount of money already in college.
Well, that's right. You know, he's on the college roster. The salary cap is he may be maxing it out. NIL cap, if you will. But yeah, Quinn is people got to remember. I was texted by someone I know who knows of the situation. You know, just a good fan who's knowledgeable, and she said Texas has 2 All-American quarterbacks on the roster.
That could very well be.
Very well be.
The other thing, man, we might talk about it. I didn't see it on the rundown. I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead. Sark giving Manning the amount of time that he gave him is really good for our future.
Oh, 100% it is. 26 snaps.
Yeah, it's really good for the future of Texas football. Not only do we have a great, bright, long-term future, but in the immediate future, in case Quinn not make a couple of games. I mean, if we want to look at track record, he has not made it through a whole season.
Injury prone, for sure.
Not, right? And so if you want to go off stats and track record, there's going to be a couple of games he may not be able to play. And so giving Arch those 26 snaps?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, 26 snaps in real-time game mode is actually making the whole program as a whole stronger, you know? Yeah.
So back to Quinn's no look. Anthony Hill, the utility guy on the Texas defense. Apparently, he's seen it a lot in practice, and he was tired of seeing it, and he had to voice his, in a joking manner, his displeasure of having to face Quinn's no-look passes in practice. And he was glad to see another team, his quarterback, who doesn't give those no-look looks.
Just seeing it was crazy, but to be honest, I'm not surprised. You know how many times he got me on no-look so many times this fall camp. Like I'm so happy to play somebody else. Like I'm tired of him no looking me and doing all this extra stuff. So I'm happy get to do something, play somebody else.
So right there, that just proves you that someone of his ability, it just wasn't Colorado State. When that no look is next level, it's Stevie, you know this. It's a matter of getting this ball, this amount of space. And if someone were to screen grab right now, they could put a meme up or a thought bubble, but it's a matter of getting that ball, looking off somebody like that to freeze them and get that ball in that much space to the receiver.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Yep.
We talked about Arch Manning. We talked about him. He got a standing ovation when he got into the game, but I thought this was creative, and I cannot remember if it was in the student section or just the general fans. If you remember, he lost his ID when he first got to Texas, and so he created this banner, Archibald Manning student ID. So obviously, I felt like the fans are obviously on board. Love the guy. I think the fandom in DKR is starting to reach another level that it hasn't been in 20 plus years.
Yeah, I think that it's just electric in this stadium right now, man. Who was it? The Cheetah from Miami. What's his name? Oh, shoot.
Well, there were a lot of NFL guys. Michael.
Yeah, a lot of NFL guys. He tweeted out the atmosphere at Texas is unreal. He was at the game this weekend, and he's absolutely right. It is 2:30 and basically still summer.
Yeah.
In Austin, Texas, and you got all those fans out there. It was a little some couple of seats in there that wasn't filled. I think still from the school they actually sold out. It's just people didn't show up. So but that stadium is electric because of the Arch Manning effect and Ewers and Heisman talk. And I saw one interview with a kid, and it was championship or bust. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're feeling in Austin, Texas right now, man. And it's a good feeling right now.
No, they have a really good chance. They're in the national title hunt, but it's all about also this offense. And you look at the running backs and what they did. When you think about, you lose your starter and you lose one of your top freshmen, and then you've got they had a good, solid production of rushing yards, and this was stark on how the running back room has kept their edge because they had a really productive game. I mean, you saw in the beginning, it was the first touchdown was from one of the running backs,
and we've got some pretty good tackles, and we've got a veteran tight end. And we've got runners that if they can get to the edge, it's a problem for defenses.
See, it's collective effort, which makes guys like Trey Wisner and these other running backs what they're able to do. And then Jaden Blue had a great game. And it's insane when you think about this.
Yeah, it really is. And, don't want to talk about ifs, but we had two really good running backs go down in the fall. In camp, but to have Jaden Blue right there to pick up the pace, and he's a veteran himself,
right? Third
year veteran. This is not a bad place to be after having two running backs go down.
Oh, it's insane, and it only helps when you have receivers, which we talked about. 11 pass catchers made receptions in that game yesterday. And it's just, when you look at this, I mean, Ryan Wingo, a freshman, 70 yards receiving, and Sark talked about essentially the depth that they have, the options that they have.
But those six guys, when they go out there, it's kind of hard to tell the difference sometimes of what it really looks like. Obviously, Matt and IB had really good games, but Ryan Wingo made plays. Jonte Cook made plays. Silas made plays. The one guy who probably may have played the most, or at least when we were 11 personnel with DeAndre Murray. He didn't have a catch, and he was probably the most spirited guy out there, blocking, doing everything, and that's what he provides. And I think a lot of that comes from he really was a great understudy to Jordan Whittington last year.
See, and now you've got guys who and Jordan Whittington was back along with a lot of former Longhorns from last year. You're starting to, Stevie, do you have a story maybe when you played of you wanted to continue the legacy of maybe people who played in front of you, and then when it was your opportunity after they graduated or left the program that you were inspired by them? Maybe they set the tone, so to speak.
Absolutely, man. I was right behind Sean and Casey Hampton, and when they left, I wanted to live up and fill those shoes.
Huge
Shoes to fill. And then we had when I got there, it was just us. And then Coach Brown put on a clinic of recruiting defensive tackles. So we had a bunch come in. So it was defensive tackle by committee.
Right
after that, and so we had Rod Wright, Larry Dibbles, and Maurice and Miguel McKay. I'm going way back, man.
From Lufkin, Texas, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel McKay from Lufkin. And so we had all those guys, and then it came through. We had when we got what's his name, the coach that left and went to LSU.
They had the outburst on the bus.
Yes,
at Iowa State.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we had him, and he started recruiting some guys in there. So,
Bo
Davis.
Bo Davis.
Yeah. So he got some guys in there. So you always want to leave the program better than you found it, right? So, and I think that receiving room is doing that actually, because we had some really good receivers come through here and go out, and right now it's a lot of them in there. I think, and I told you that we have a good long-term future here at the University of Texas. We got to also keep these guys happy so they can stay here, because this is a new era of football, man. These guys can up and go just like that. We got some guys that came in that just up and left from Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And U of H. So those two guys just
Oregon State. Yeah.
And Oregon State, yeah. And so those guys left their programs, but we got to make our guys happy, our kids happy to stay here at the University of Texas, because the future is so bright. We know that Arch can do it. We know that yours is doing it. And there's some pretty bright quarterbacks coming up in high school right now, too, that we're looking at as well.
Yep. It's just one after the other. It's a domino effect. So absolutely. One thing, the offense was horrible. They were absolutely terrible last year, was red zone. They just were not a good red zone offense. They were borderline awful. They were 7 of 7 in the red zone yesterday. And that was an intention that Sark had mentioned in the post-game press conference, that he said something like, whenever a coach communicates his intentions, focus, players will buy in and work on that to improve it. And so far, and they're going to need it. They're going to need to do that, because this schedule is going to get really rough here pretty quick. And it all gets really rough next week, way up near the Canadian border.
Huge brand names, iconic colors. Business is to be had. It's a great day to be a Wolverine. Ferry Field's already alive.
It's a huge game for both these programs.
One of them's going to emerge as the guy today. Touchdown, what a play. Oh, that's how I get by. Michigan makes a stand. Lord, that's how I get by.
College Game Day in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I have a feeling, Stevie, let's say Texas finds a way to beat Michigan, leave there with a dub. I think that's going to be one of many times Texas will be on ESPN Game Day, because you've got to think about it. It's going to be many opportunities with the schedule ahead.
I see at least three game day visits for us.
Okay. I see that
Michigan.
too.
That's Michigan this week.
Right.
And then the Georgia game here in Austin.
Yeah.
And then at least the A&M game.
Yep.
Yeah. That's 3 visits right there.
And possibly Kentucky if they, Stoops has another good season. Hey, we all know Ohio State and Michigan hate each other. They're rivals, just like Texas and A&M, Texas OU. Maurice Clarett, great running back, great. I actually sat down with him and did a great story about 6 years ago. Really good dude, and he's really turned his life around. He's an inspiring person. Look what he tweeted. Texas is going to come through Michigan and embarrass them next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, from your tweets to God's ears, baby.
That's right. That's right. So shout out to Maurice Clarett, already putting gas on the fire for this, because I guarantee that's going to be huge. And we all know somebody or people who are going to be in Ann Arbor. And I thought about it. And I wish everyone well to go visit the big house, but there was a lot of logistics to get there.
Yeah.
And time frame. You got to leave Thursday and come back Monday for the most part.
Yeah.
Hey, our friends in College Station it did not go well for them. They dropped their opener against against 7th ranked Notre Dame. A&M had it. Connor Wegman did not have a great game. He looked very uncomfortable. He's supposed to be one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Aggies defense, pretty good, but they gave up nearly 200 yards rushing. And Mike Elko, his debut, he was asked a couple of questions about how that didn't go as planned for the Aggies.
And then defensively, I thought the way we defended the run was really poor. And so we gave up almost 200 yards rushing. You're not going to win football games in this conference doing that.
In the game that Connor needed to relax, what does he need to do moving forward after tonight?
Yeah, I just think we gotta go back to the tape and we got to figure out how to put him in better situations to get him comfortable. The challenge tonight was they were going to play us in man all night. And, so there's not a lot of easy access throws to get him comfortable and get him in rhythm. People are going to have to win to do that.
So that's a tough opening opponent, tough opening round, opening season opener. But, Stevie, as a player from week 1 to week 2, you're going to make big leaps as a team.
Yeah, you will. But I was sitting at a bar watching that game, and the Aggies just didn't look like the Aggies, man, to me, man. I mean, it is the first game, but Notre Dame knew it was the first game as well, right?
Yeah.
And they went into a very hostile environment and just kind of because it was a heavyweight bout for a while. Like it was punches and punches and punches being thrown and taken and taken and taken, and then Notre Dame just pulled away towards the end. So the Aggies, I think they got a lot going on down there, man, in College Station, dude. Mm-hmm. It's the new coach, and it's just a lot going on. It's a lot, but they should figure it out. And he's right. In the SEC, you cannot give up almost 200 yards. That's ball game if you do that.
Oh, 202 bills that's man. That means their front line is dominating you.
Yeah,
exactly. Line.
I was a little disappointed with our defense. Well, defense as a whole, but giving up that many rushing yards against us.
Mm-hmm.
With the
that worried me.
If we need to work on something on defense, we definitely got to work on that.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I mentioned there were 2 or 3 runs. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
How is Colorado State doing that? Mm-hmm. Hey, before we hit the break, a little humor me. Friend of mine, speaking of the Aggies, you know how they always say saw varsity's horns off? Well, there are these hats available now. Saw them off the legs off of Reveille.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Just humor. It's just humor.
Just humor.
Humor. But, yeah, there were people purchasing these hats left and right. I saw a lot of those in people's pictures today.
Okay.
Social media is always good to look back on the game that was from Saturday, especially on a Sunday when you're recovering from the night before.
Right.
Hey, Stevie, when we come back, we're going to focus a little bit more on college football, and then you and I are going to have some fun and wrap things up. And you continue to be stars in ads, especially for Hargrove Roofing. We'll see you on the other side.
Today is going to be an exciting day at the Hargrove office as we bring in a local celebrity. welcome the kicking phenom, Bert Auburn, conference champion of the Texas Longhorn football team, all-conference kicker. He's going to be our new spokesman. Bert's the best kicker in the conference. He plays for the Texas Longhorns. As you can see, Bert's f***ing awesome. Hey, Stevie.
Dude, you're really replacing me with a kicker?
No, not at all, man. Hey, guys, who wants a picture with Stevie? Anyone? Stevie almost won a Big 12 championship. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Black and white is not intimidated by anything. Case in point. There's another touchdown. Alexander. The legs were churning. Backwards into the end zone.
LBJ Jaguar for life. Sedrick Alexander, the king, all-time rushing leader in Austin Independent School District. Great kid, great family. I believe it's his second year, Vanderbilt. And nobody expects him to do anything. But look what they're doing.
I don't know if it was this show or I was telling someone else. You got to look out for Vandy, man. They can make some noise. And I can't remember who it was. I'll let the fans know once I figure it out. But I said, man, look out for Vandy because they're on our schedule. We got I think if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Georgia game, we have the OU game, then the Georgia game, and then we got to go to Vandy.
Nash Vegas.
We got to go to Nashville. And so Vandy, we don't have – there's a gauntlet of our season that's going to be really, really tough. And Vandy's in there. So they can make some noise, man, and disrupt a lot of people's seasons in the SEC. So look out for them.
Yeah, that's why I said Texas will probably is a good chance that Texas will lose 2 games. And there's, this is.
I hear you, but after seeing what I saw yesterday, man.
Yeah.
I think give it a couple more games, but after what I saw yesterday, I think these guys are well oiled right now.
Well, they look good. Texas, I hope they go undefeated. But it's not going to surprise me if they're 10-2 going into either the SEC championship or the playoffs.
Now, also in this format, 10-2 still gets you in the playoffs.
That's what
10-2 still gets you in the playoffs, and that's what you really want to do. Just let me in, man.
Just get in. You get in the tournament. Anything can happen. I just think as good as Texas is right now, a lot of things can happen. Injuries mainly, and they've never faced a schedule like this.
Yeah.
But I would love to talk at the end. Maybe David Bender or somebody asked them, is it really that much tougher to find out? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Just because there's some smaller linemen in the Big 12, you can't replace what's up here and fight like a dog when you play. That's what I want to know. Hey, Headset Communications is now a part of college football, and Mike Gundy was asked about it. And, God, the mullet is no longer, but he's borderline got a fro, bro. Mike Gundy, and I love the way he responds. He was asked about Headset Communications, and this was Gundy when in his response, and he had to make reference of a rap song that talking about it wasn't me in a shower.
If anybody's a good IT guy, we'll get the guy from Michigan down here and let him hook me up. Even though he didn't do it. What was that song in what was that song? You should know. Yeah, the song, it was kind of a partial rap in the shower. It called me, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Shaggy. What was it? Yeah. It wasn't me. Yeah, that's right, it wasn't me. I know that was you. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
On the shower. It wasn't me.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember the lyrics. That was it was catchy.
I remember a little bit of it, but
yeah.
She caught me in the shower. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
on the
I didn't do
bathroom counter. It wasn't me.
She called me on the counter. It wasn't me. That was not me.
That was the beginning of gaslighting.
Yes, that's gaslighting is what weak-minded, disrespectful people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, TikToking the man cave, you know, you got to be careful when you're in front of mixed company when you use the word balls. Yeah, and Caitlin Clark and her teammates quickly found out what that's all about. Just keep an eye on Caitlin Clark, the great basketball player. She's in the middle.
Okay.
When she discovered what her teammates said.
Get my hands on as many balls as I could and take advantage of that. Caitlin? Yeah. Only done. Oh, Lex.
Want to get my hands on as many balls as possible.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. Hey, it's all cross sports, man. We are serious in between the lines, but we are kids outside the lines, man.
And you know what? And I think we add years to our lives.
No question.
If we humor everything. Thank God that I have a person in my life, a significant other, who giggles with me like an 8-year-old boy and humors it.
It's fun. It's always fun. Yeah.
Fun. Balls. Or that's what she said.
That's what she said.
It always works. There's a lot of that's what she said going on.
Absolutely.
In my relationship. And I can see that with you in Summer.
Absolutely.
100%. There's a lot of ball talk.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Stevie Lee, man, things are really great right now. I'm looking out. I still have my game day flag blowing on the porch. It's a beautiful day. I hate to see the heat go. I would like for it to be around 80, but things are good. But tell me something good or great on your mind.
Oh, what's really good and great is the University of Texas football team, man. We did really, really well yesterday. Going up to Ann Arbor, got game day coming. That's the big house. Like that thing, that stadium is a national treasure, man. 102, is it? 102 in there? And Michigan was the last game that I played in college football, or the last team I played against in college football in the historic Rose Bowl. So a little nostalgia right there for me. Wish I can get up there, but you're exactly right. The logistics to get up there is bad. But
shocking.
Want to sit at home. Well, I got a volleyball tournament with the little one this weekend, and I'm really upset. But we want to get home, sit on my couch, have my beverage of choice. That's something good right there, man. Watch that game. I'm really, really enjoying life right now with the babies. And college football is back. It's about to be fall. It doesn't feel like it, but it's fall right now, and it's going to get cooler. Beautiful Austin, Texas. I love it. I'm so happy right now, man, because I'm a positive guy.
You are a positive guy. That's the first thing Stevie ever told me before this podcast became a thing, because I'm a positive guy.
Because I'm a positive guy. You asked me, he's like, hey, man, I want to do this podcast and this, and that. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not the one that kind of go out there and disparage the University of Texas and things like that, because I'm a positive guy, you know?
Yeah.
But I will say what's on my mind. If there's a problem, it's going to be a problem, you know?
You've done it. You've lived up to your word. Hey, I respect it 100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something good. So even though it was hotter than balls at the stadium, I mean, it was, Stevie, I'm going to admit this to everybody. Every sporting event I ever been to, I arrive early and I stay to the end, usually. But any Texas football game, I've never left early. And I get to these games, tailgate, whatnot, 2 or 3 hours before. Man, I almost left at halftime. I almost left. But I'll tell you something good. I stayed. I found some folks I went to high school with who I hadn't seen in 25 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're older than me. Good. That's great. But then talk to some people from Colorado. And it gave me hope, man, because I'm always looking deeper than sports when I talk to people. man, I feel like people are just as fatigued of the political scene as you and I are. And, man, I left these people, dapped it up, hugged it out. I feel really good about our future.
Yep, absolutely.
People are going to take back America, meaning the right way.
Yeah.
We're all one. That's how I feel. And I hope I'm right, but it's beautiful. That's what sports does, man.
Yeah.
That's my something great, I think.
Yeah. United. Let's when I was young, United We Stand was really big in Louisiana. I don't know why, but it was United We Stand. And I think that united, we are going to stand even stronger, man. So let's unite. The great equalizer is sports.
Yes.
And college football is here. NFL football is here. And it's you're exactly right, man. You dap it up, and we're gonna go our separate ways, but we are Americans and humans now. You know,
we're humans.
Yeah,
we're good humans. We're good.
And all love, man. Love each other. Love on each other.
Love, just love. You know, like Stevie said in our last episode of Camp Hook'em, he says, no, A&M Texas rivalry, there's more love. I love my brother. I love my little brother, but I love to beat the hell out of him. That's what Stevie said. Hey, Stevie, great job. And as we know, these weeks will go by quickly because football season is the way it is. For Stevie and his beautiful family and the Hargrove family and the entire city of Shreveport, Louisiana, and the city of my college alma mater, Nacogdoches, Texas, my beautiful hometown, the Austin, Texas, and to everybody who's watching this and follows it, shares it, this is the end of episode 400. Much love to you. We love you. We appreciate you. Comment, share, like everything. Give us a virtual hug, whatever you want to do. And for the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harge, Big Mike, and the Coach Mo, what do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.